The other thing I would do that I think a lot of people will miss out on is kind of these second story dormers and highlighting those. I think that can really make any landscape lighting project really stand out. Again, pretty simple to do. What we use is we use these gutter mounts. They fit right in the gutter, screw to the side. The fixture screws right into there. All our connections are waterproof, so you can run them right in the gutter.
Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for the Lighting Doctor.
Hey, Jamie, thanks so much for sending in your pictures here. I will show you a couple ideas, a couple different lights and stuff definitely to use. There might be some customization in there too that we can definitely help you with. For a few of the lights, I think a lot of the stuff you'll find on here. But there is a couple things that I think you may want to do a little bit extra, because this is like the ideal home for landscape lighting. I mean, I wish this was close so we could install it, because there's so many cool things that we could do, but I'll give you those suggestions anyway, what I would do if this was something we were installing. So, I mean, first thing and foremost, I would definitely light the 6 columns you have across the front of the house. That's one of my favorite looks whenever you have that. We don't have a lot of houses with that here, but you guys do such a good job of that. I'm assuming you're down in the States, because I don't know, just the houses there seem to lend themselves a lot more to landscape lighting. But by doing that, it really makes those columns stand out. That light kind of hits the top. It's almost like a soffit lighting effect, and it really makes that entryway so welcoming and so inviting. So that would be the first thing I do. Usually what I use is I just use a standard uplight like these. I like using these because I can play with the angle a little bit more. Some people will use like in-ground lights like this, but I like using these because really it's only the top half that sticks out, and you're not going to see that down here anyway. You're really just going to see the lighting effect, and you only need it starting up here. So I would have 6 of those. You know, you're probably 12 to 18 inches back, and you want that shining more upright to get that effect like I just showed you in that picture. So six of those across the front for sure. The other thing I would do that I think a lot of people will miss out on is kind of these second story dormers and highlighting those. I think that can really make any landscape lighting project really stand out. Again, pretty simple to do. What we use is we use these gutter mounts. They fit right in the gutter, screw to the side. The fixture screws right into there. All our connections are waterproof, so you can run them right in the gutter. And typically what I'll do in a scenario like this is wherever there's like a downspout, I'll either run my wire, directly inside or behind it. Then I just run it across the gutter, mount my 3 uplights. And again, I would just use a standard uplight. It's a perfect light for that. I like the black finish in that too, because it kind of blends in with the roof. Not that anybody really notices it. You're the only one who will notice it. It's there. But you have 3 of those. And with any uplight, the real key is having it pointed more upright than you actually think. So many people will shine them at the house or at the window, or bring it back and shine it at the pillars. But really what you're trying to do is just shoot that upright so you get a softer effect, and it really highlights that area without throwing too much light inside that window. So I would definitely have 3 of those up there. And then, if you've watched a lot of the other videos, I talk a lot about lighting the brickwork and all that kind of stuff. The nice thing is you have kind of like perfectly placed landscape features that I think you could really light the landscape features. And I don't know if you'd have to put nearly as much of the lighting on the house. So for example, I would probably try and get an uplight on this corner tree here that kind of grazes this tree, as well as it's going to create some light onto the front of the house here. Same thing, I would try and get 3 uplights on these 3 trees here. The only thing is this one, you might want to bring back a little bit more and have it shining still fairly upright. And actually on all 3 of these ones, I would almost bring them back a little bit further, still have them shining fairly upright. But the reason being is because if I can splash a little bit of light and cast some shadows and still light up the brickwork, especially up top, then that's something I would want to do. If if you light these three up and it still seems too dark back here, then what I would do is I would probably put one uplight in this middle section close to the house that really just highlights the stonework back here. It'll make these pop a little bit more, especially in the wintertime when there's not as much foliage on them. They'll kind of be silhouetted against the backlit brick. So that's probably what I would do over there. I'll get back to the garage in a second. On this side, I would probably do the same kind of thing. This looks like it's pretty far out, so kind of the same idea. I would definitely have an uplight on here. I don't think you're going to get anything back on this house. So it just really depends how dark this area is. If these little pockets, if this was a little bit dark, just to balance out, luckily you have a tree on this side, so you can kind of throw that uplight in here. But what I might do is I might just throw even just a wash light, because you don't have an actual tree there to highlight, so you don't want it to be too bright on the wall in that section. You just don't want to have a big dark spot, so that's where a wash light would be super handy to kind of get in this corner, kind of have it highlighting these bushes a little bit. Again, creating the shadows against that back wall, hiding that light from the window so it's not shining in the window, and it just kind of fills a little dark hole in there. Then you've got these big, beautiful trees in the front. I mean, I would definitely try and get some uplights on those. It's really big trees like this, I like to put some extra focus on and have maybe two of them, one on each side, that's kind of shining up into the canopy. Depending how thick this is around, you might have to put that light on a bit of a riser, so you can get a 6, a 12, probably like a 12-inch riser, so that uplight is just sticking up just above the shrubs here, so that light is really getting so it's getting past there. But if there's lots of room back here, or you trim it a fair bit, then just having 2 uplights would be a really good way to light that. The only thing I would say is when you get to trees that size, you probably want to use something a little bit brighter than the standard 4-watt ones, that 4-watt LED lamps that come in here. And I would probably upgrade those to a 50-watt equivalent, which is about a 6-watt LED lamp, and it's going to do a better job of pushing that light up into those trees. Same thing with, I think with the 3 trees you have here in this one, I would also use a slightly brighter lamp. That's where I would probably upgrade to the 35-watt equivalent, just a little bit brighter. It's going to do a better job of pushing that light up into the canopy, and especially if you're going to try and backsplash the house a little bit, that extra light will definitely help with that. And then the other thing you could do, if this was a project that I was doing, I would definitely want to take advantage of creating some of the shadowing. We call it the moonlight effect, where I'm actually mounting a couple of those uplights kind of up in here, just above 1 or 2 of the branches, so they're shining down and creating this moonlighting effect down on the ground. It's by far my favorite thing to do. It does a really nice job of just highlighting the yard, especially over on this tree here where you kind of have the driveway area. I think if you could definitely get one of those on here, maybe even 2. A lot of times if the driveway area is kind of a area I want to feature, I might have like 2 on this side that kind of shine through some of those branches and create that nice moonlighting pattern down on the driveway. And then maybe 1 more on the other side. For kind of some tips on how to do that, if you just go to YouTube, search Lighting Doctor, tree downlighting, moonlighting, different things like that. There's probably at least a half dozen, if not a dozen videos kind of showing you how we do that, with a special tree mount that we have, some different wire connections and that we have, so you can kind of help hide the wire, all kinds of different things like that. But most of the stuff you're going to find in our videos, you're going to find on the website here, like the tree mount, some of the shrink wrap connectors. The only thing that's not on here is some of the zip ties I talk about. But again, we can help kind of customize some of that stuff. And then lastly, on the garage, ideally I would like to have some lights here. I think definitely on this side, this is where an area where I would probably try and wash the garage with a couple up lights, where maybe I have like 3 up lights on both sides of the window, so it kind of lends itself some light and highlights the brickwork a little bit that you have here. And then what I might do is I might try and look at mounting some lights up here, and I'll just kind of show you an example of that again. Just using a light like this, again, just a standard accent light, like I've showed you. We'll just have to work on a different mounting bracket and have that kind of shining down on the columns. So what I would do, and to make it easy, because this is brick, what I would probably do is you could even probably just run the wire up the soffit and then mount the mount the lights here, you know, kind of here, 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 and here. Typically, I'd probably just mount them in the two middle columns here for a balance, but because you have this nice kind of ivy and stuff growing on the garage, I think it'd be cool to highlight. All the threads on these are, they're a 1/2 inch male thread, and you can't see it in this picture, but on the bottom of here is a 1/2 inch male thread. So usually we'll just get any, you can go to the electrical aisle at Home Depot, and they literally have a bunch of different you know, junction boxes, fittings and stuff for lights that come with a 1/2 inch female thread that you can just basically screw to the top of the soffit and have those shining down. And again, the reason I like using a directional light is because then I can kind of aim that light at whatever's going to look best. And as that ivy grows, you know, at first it might look better if you shine it a little bit more along the brickwork, but as the ivy and stuff fills in, and sorry, I'm just calling it ivy because that's what we kind of have that grows out in some of the coastal areas out here. But then as that ivy grows in, if you have it shining right at it, it might be too much of a hot spot, so you might point that light out a little bit further so it's just kind of grazing that. But that's kind of what I would do in that area. So Jamie, I know this is a longer video. We're happy to help customize something. Maybe just let me know what kind of ideas you like based on that. And we can definitely go from there. The exact size of the property, I mean, I'm just trying to see where the garage is, which I'm not 100% sure where the garage is, so you might have a separate transformer on that one. But then on the front of the house, I would probably suggest using a bit of a larger transformer. I would probably go with more of a 300 watt transformer. Not that this one couldn't handle those lights, but it'll give you the option to upgrade and add things, which I can almost ensure that you'll probably want to do. You know, one of the things sometimes that we'll do is on an area like this is kind of in between where I have those columns lit, I'll have like a path and garden light in here, another one in the middle here, over here, and over here, and it creates a nice balance of uplighting the columns and then some downlighting down below, as well as some other areas where I could see you potentially wanting to add some more lights. So I think a bigger transformer would be better. But again, let me know how we can help and we can go from there. Thanks, Jamie.
Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. We're going to show you how to light up your landscape using a couple of our favorite mounts. The first is our tree mount stake that you can use for mounting your lights up in your trees for either uplighting or downlighting. They're very easy to use. They have a giant screw end on them that simply screws into the tree, and then you can go and mount your light on the stake as opposed to a ground stake. So it's a super easy way to get it in the tree. It allows you to easily back off the mount as the tree starts to grow, so that tree never grows over your lighting fixture. So it's a great way if you need to mount in a tree and just keep that light off the ground, or if you're looking at doing some down lighting and you want to mount that up in the tree and have that light shining down, the tree mount stake is a great and easy option for that. The second mount is our gutter mount. Again, one of our favorite mounts. Between the tree mount and the gutter mount, if you want to take your landscape lighting to the next level and do what most people are not doing, you want to go and get a couple of these mounts. Where you're going to use the gutter mount is anytime you have a second story to your home or some peaks that you want to go and light, but you don't know how to mount a light up there, this is a great option. It basically just fits in and screws into your gutter, and then your light will actually go and screw into here as opposed to having to screw it into a ground stake. So it just mounts in there, and then you can go and angle that however you need to on that second story of your home. And because all the connections are waterproof, you can simply run that wire right up the eaves trough and into the gutter and make all your connections there, mount your light, and go, like I said, take that that landscape lighting project to the next level by getting that whole second tier of your home lit properly. But if you need more help on how to go and do that, go and access our free consultation series by visiting lightingdoctor.ca and send me pictures of your property, and we're going to walk you through some great lighting ideas to make your house really stand out. So go and check that out at lightingdoctor.ca, and I hope you guys enjoy watching. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video presentation with some great tips and tools of how to go and properly and effectively light up your landscape. And be sure, if you want your own free consultation video just
send me an email at cal@lightingdoctor.ca with a few pictures of your property, and we'll get back to you with some really cool ideas and ways to go and effectively light your property. And be sure to watch the videos after this one for more tips on how to install landscape lighting, as well as how to light up your landscape the best way possible.